a lot of form to actually have its impact past Gleipnir if BKBs are up, and I think that's something Xtreme can achieve.
Well, with that, Jonathan, we are going to head into game number 1 here between Xtreme Gaming and CDEC. We'll see who can pull off the game 1 victory and have that 1 game advantage going into this best of 3 series. Again, winner of this does make it through to the upper bracket finals. I hope I got that one correct that time, Jonathan. I believe I am correct in saying so. So there you go. Upper bracket finals to the winner of this best of 3. A lot of the line here. And obviously, 1 step closer to that qualification to TI-11. I might add as well, John, it always feels nice to see an organization like CDEC still in Dota 2. Like, these guys have been around forever. Literally forever.
Yeah, they have been around for a very long time now. The roster has shifted dramatically since then. I think CDEC's been one of those teams that actually have lost entire rosters before and shuffled. Yeah. So there's always that legacy that the newer players have to face up against, and this is probably one of it as well. Up against Xtreme Gaming, which is filled with veterans. So it's a little bit of a back and forth trade, and I'm keen to see how much CDEC can get done. Again, historically, CDEC has beat out Xtreme Gaming, but very different rosters at those points for both teams. So I'm keen to see if they can maybe just draw from that experience before and try to work against it. Although Xtreme, this just looks like a really comfy draft. Like, I'm not sure how much QAQ can really do on that flinks, because it just feels like laning phase-wise, mid-game-wise, Maelstrom timing, as you pointed out, is good. In what we've seen before, it just doesn't feel good enough.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this game 1 does pan out. We'll hold our judgment till we see exactly what happens here between these two teams. As we are going to have an immediate tip out to Lu here, or is it Lau? I believe it's Lau, isn't it? His name is not Lu. It's my western side coming in, Jonathan. Very, very upset.
I actually can't verify for you, because in my head I was actually all just saying Lou as well. So there you go. I'm not going to be that helpful in that one, Mikey.
Rebound here onto Lau, but he's going to be just fine. Imitator going to be there as well to make sure they stay away. Not the easiest top lane, but we'll talk about the bottom lane for now. You can have the Tusk there, supporting his carry Clinks here with QAQ. Of course, Old 11 and PYW are going to be against them here, John. What do you think about this bot lane? Like, it does feel like you've got a lot of potential here from both ends, considering you have Tag Team plus Clinks, but you've also got PYW's Earth Spirit with Old 11's DP. It can really go either way, as more tips are flying out between these two teams.
Yeah, this lane is a bit of a back and forth. I'd say it feels a lot better for CDEC. It just feels like it's easier to pull off Tag Team, plus the right clicks from QAQ. Old 11 shouldn't be completely zoned out from farming, though. In fact, he's doing a great job of making it hellish for QAQ to find that farm. And as long as the Clinks isn't farming, you've kind of done your job in that lane. Burning Barrage comes through, doesn't even land on PYW while Tag Team is up. So you just kind of burned your mana there. And every single kind of trade like that with the mana depleting and you don't find anything feels so much better for Xtreme, because your DP gets to just hold the lane a lot more. Your Earth Spirit gets to find some angles down the line, still has the Mango to play with. And PYW, with the levels he's gaining here, might have the opportunity to look towards that mid lane soon.
Perhaps. Speaking of that mid lane, Paparazzi having a very good time on the SF right now, top of the CS board. Of course, against 7E, who's he's playing poor. He's not having the greatest time right now. Still top lane, there is going to be a jump. Lau, in a bit of trouble. A lot of damage to be pumped out here between the Marcy Monkey King combination, especially when you proc that Jingu Mastery on this support Monkey King. Lau for now. He's not having the worst time, but he's certainly not having the most amazing time. Bottom lane.
No.
Bit of a tag team out from Undyne, but not going to really pan out to too much. Just a bit of damage being dealt to Old 11.
And just a little bit of trade back and forth. You are starting to shove the lane in pretty hard here from QAQ. And not enough to really make Old 11 uncomfy. Still has a salve on hand, still has a tango ready as well. You can see that CDEC is trying to push that aggression, because they've got the Tusk, of course, up top. A little bit of a chase coming out onto Imitator.
Oh, nice dodge with the Mischief. He does duke out the damage. Still the chase is going. Lau won't go for the dive into the tier 1. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they do secure first blood onto the Tusk. So Old 11 does make his way over and does secure that first blood. Again, with the Earth Spirit DP combo, you get caught out by that roll into a boulder smash, you are in pretty deep waters.
Yeah, you can just easily rip through the heroes. You've got the follow through, and this is what we were looking for from the DP Earth Spirit. I think in the last series does come together this time around. And again, you can just kind of build up. You're causing a lot of issues for the Clinks to farm. You've got maybe the opportunity coming up relatively soon for PYW to look at that mid rotation to slow down 7E even further, although Paparazzi just doesn't seem like he needs that help dominating on his CS, which you would expect. Like, there is a tag or a little bit of poke and prodding 7E can do, but if you cop one raise following up on another, then you really don't want to risk it in that case.
That's fair. Really, the one big cause of concern, if you ask me, John, like Paparazzi on this SF, he's having such a free time. 28 and 8 compared to the 17 and 1 of the Pango. We've seen SFs as well with free farm, with a player like Paparazzi who's known to be an SF specialist. It's going to be very problematic for CDEC. I do believe this is going to be a huge issue.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of SF in the past few days as well, and just the openness for the itemization, going for either the Yule, it's kind of utility build in Magical Burst, or the straight up right click. Both builds are sort of viable. Paparazzi's not set to be slowing down. We're not seeing any sort of lateral moves here as well from CDEC. Like Undyne's tied up bot, you've got Imitator tied up top. You're just very focused on the side lanes, and that just means Paparazzi, he'll get to free farm. And Dragonlance timing is going to be good. Further itemization is going to be lining up, I think, for CDEC. They've got to be a little bit concerned about that. Yeah, I guess they're pretty satisfied with how badly they're keeping low kind of locked in, and that is, I believe, low, like a L-O-W almost like pronunciation there. So they're keeping the Bloodseeker down a bit, keeping low as suppressed as they can, and they're having a pretty good time here in Xiangyu, but it does feel like, again, with how badly your Clinks is going, you're not keeping down the Bloodseeker hard enough to kind of justify that.
Hold on, you're calling him low now. We went from Lu to Lao to low now. That's you're really getting confusing for me here, John.
It's low, yeah. I never said Lao. That was all you.
All right.
Hand it over to you.
Thank you for that, John. Power rune, 6-minute mark. Paparazzi will get lucky. Does find an illusion rune down in the bot rune spot. Not the greatest power rune, but at least he does get the bottle refill for himself. Yeah, again, only one kill going to the way of Xtreme Gaming so far, but you look at the farm game, John, like everyone at the top of CS board right now is on the side of Xtreme. Really just no contest during these lanes. It seems like they've won out all 3 lanes here.
Low?
Top lane, as I say that, is going to be chased down, but is not going to drop. DY was there with the slow. Nature's Grasp, but just salves him up. Beautiful thing about the Bloodseeker, he'll just give himself up as he hits the creeps. Meanwhile, mid lane, 7E going to try and move in along with the task onto Paparazzi. They do land that secondary roll into a third. Paparazzi trying to hide onto the high ground now. Has Requiem up though, he's going to pop it. And Chance, well, it's not going to be enough. Paparazzi, he'll fight back. What a monster. Refusing to go down and actually ends up finding the positive trade his way. Meanwhile, top lane low. He will be chasing this Bloodseeker. Primal Spring is in. One more hit will do it. Low, he actually stands still there for a moment. Almost taunting them as they tip him, but he's still running. Low can't believe it. Yeah. Immediate reverse tip as well.
All these new tips, they're just, there's something else, those tips. The sound effect they play as well. Does manage to escape. All that attention onto low is just not enough. And again, you know, you're kind of putting a dent in his farm. He's still 10 CS ahead of QAQ. Right? Like, this bot lane is still very suppressive for the Clinks. No power treads up yet. Nowhere near building up that Maelstrom just yet. And it's that key timing. For the Clinks, if you don't meet that Maelstrom, Dragonlance, BKB timing into Gleipnir, or any such order there, then it just starts to fall flat, and we are seeing pings come out here as well. And you've still got PYW ready to go.
Here we go, old 11 bot lane, gonna pop the Exorcism onto QAQ. Ooh. Roll is right on target. PYW not missing. Shards gonna block them away for a moment, but QAQ, he just can't get out of range. Undyne, he's gonna try and TP out, but they have the damage. Uh-oh. That'll be a bot tier 1 tower to drop here, I believe. Hard to see a defense coming out from CDEC. Xtreme Gaming, however, easiest tier 1 of their lives.
Nice quick one to take. I don't know why, but QAQ decided to use the Death Pact as well right before falling, so he's not going to be able to farm that well.
Top lane, Bloodright will be there. Dispose is out. Silence does connect low. He should just drop one more hit will do it, but now the turnaround. PYW going to show up, but no, 70 is around to make sure they cannot follow up, and there's the counter tip once again. You know what, John? I think tipping is my favorite addition to Dota 2. I think this is exactly what the game needed. Obviously, we've had it for a while, but it never gets old for me.
Yeah, no, I think for me, these new sound effects on these higher level tips are just next level. That is next level. That is what you want from your tips. They're getting their mileage here from CDEC. They're still chasing.
11, he's been caught out. That's a much bigger target, and they've got plenty of bodies to throw at the man. Rolling Thunder connecting once again. Old 11, unable to survive, but here comes Paparazzi with the Requiem, connecting onto two heroes. He'll try for the MK. Imitators down. 7E, he's dropping low as well. Paparazzi, not going to let him go. Has another raise, but it's only the short raise here. 7E going to try and TP, but no. PYW, right on target. And overall, it's a nice dive onto the DP, but you give 2 kills away for that. And Paparazzi, John, he's really getting out of control now in terms of net worth.
Yeah, this SF is terrifying with how much it's already found. Already at max out Necromastery at level 9. Has a lot of right-click damage to contribute as well. Still fairly open for Paparazzi's item build-up, not really showing what he'd want next. Dragonlance is still probably the option, the go-to here, as he does have the Belt of Strength ready. So your typical physical SF, just going to have a lot more range, a lot more reach, and just a lot more presence in comparison. QAQ is still falling a little bit behind. 7E, bottom network core right now, going to need to play a little bit of catch-up, although his diffusal is kind of lining up. I think the key timing is really 7E more on the blink. You'd want that instant initiation and an angle to take here. They are scouting very well with the positioning coming out from Imitators, so he is spotting out this rotation up top. But Xiang Yu is still here. That builds out.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. I do like that WoW voice line, actually. I think it's very, very good. Very good voice line right there. Wish I knew what the second one meant. I do not. Not very good with the old Mandarin, but still very, very good with the WoW.
Yeah. Very well timed as well from Xiang Yu. They did expend a lot of time there from Xtreme, so that's some space opening up for heroes to farm. Blink's not under threat in this jungle. Catch-up still has to be built up, though. For the side of Xtreme, I mean, they've got this next use of Exo ready, and they're going to have Requiem in a few seconds, along with that full Dragonlance already up on Paparazzi, so this should be the moment where Xtreme starts to look for more.
Cut. DY, very quick pre-cut with the Quelling Blade. Imitator, he's still going to try and fight back, but with PYW around just to control him up, there's no way out of this. Impossible. He will drop. Old 11, able to secure the kill on the Death Prophet, no problems.
Dire are scanning.
And a very nice scan. Paparazzi, he knows they're coming. 7E, he could try for the Rolling Thunder, but Paparazzi makes it very obvious that he is aware they are there. Still dispose and unleash out onto the Bloodseeker, so Lao gonna get blown up. Paparazzi still in the race for the haste rune, but is not gonna be able to find it.
Yeah, they managed to blow up the big target and the Bloodseeker. Low just kind of getting punished for going a bit too far forward, and that scan was there. Like, they knew they were coming in.
Immediately just trapped up with the overgrowth. DY not going to play around. Old 11 will juke out. Nice little sidestep against the Pango, and now maybe the turnaround is PYW. He'll rush forward with the roll, connecting onto Undyne. Imitator is around to try and help out if necessary. There will be a snowball back the way of the high ground onto the neutrals. Shards there as well, trying for maybe a deny, but it's not going to be enough. Paparazzi able to take it as now Imitator does get caught by PYW once again on the high ground. Nice boundless. It's not going to make the difference though. Imitator will drop. PYW. This man just doesn't miss. I feel like every role he's tried for is just connected perfectly.
Yeah, he's managed to just sneak those shots in. It's like a billiard master right now with how he's moving his cue ball around. On the side of CDEC, at the end of the day, you're still pretty happy. At the least, you're farming on QAQ. The Maelstrom's gonna be finished up. He's got the Falcon Blade ready. Damage output's starting to ramp up just a tad bit more. And those key timings are yet to be met. 7E, Diffusal not even up yet, so a little bit more time for him to farm up as well. And BKB being rushed here by Xiang Yu as well. So once you have some of that spell immunity and once you have a little bit more of that AoE damage coming out from QAQ with the lightning bounces, you can start to feel comfier in this game for CDEC. But I think Xtreme's done what they had to do in the early phase of this game. Like, they've applied pressure, they've prevented CDEC from trying to go hunting around with their Clinks, so they're forced to play this more passive game. They kind of cut off any early sort of trolley buildup that Xiang Yu can have on the offlane. Marcy, the side of CDEC, is scouting around the jungle though.
11. Forest Punch is there. They have plenty of follow-up here for the DPs. They dispose as well. Overgrowth not going to help. Old 11 somehow still alive though on PYW. He'll make the jump in. Old 11, he is not dropping. The hills are there. He is going to walk right back out and walk right back in onto the Marcy. Rebound is out. Undying. He'll somehow TP away. But Old 11 refusing to go to the grave. Old age or not, John, he'll survive.
Yeah, he just manages to stay alive long enough. His team is there to back him up, and every little second there counted. Really good use on the Overgrowth to cut off the roll, cut off that angle in, and just have this ultra durable DP up front. This is a DP without anything like the BKB. You only have the Yules up right now for Old 11 along with that Spirit Vessel, and it's enough. Yeah, maybe Living Armor as well, adding on to that durability already maxed out here for DY. So got a lot of ways of solving. They find more.
Yeah, he doesn't miss this guy. PYW right on target once again. QAQ trying to help out, but can't really do anything as the Clinks right now as the roll is back onto the Clinks. In fact, never mind that, because Imitator, he's the one getting caught out. The Wukongs does absolutely nothing. Paparazzi hitting way, way, way too hard on this SF. That'll be the mid-tier 1 tower to drop. Xtreme Gaming doing such a fantastic job in this game number 1. And now it just feels like so much pressure is left onto QAQ on this Clinks now. Like, he's really going to carry this game hard for his team. And right now, he's just nowhere near the point where he can fight.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you can really put the Clinks as your massive win. It has to be, but Clinks is just such a finicky hero to get the timings right. Like, I swear to goodness, this hero is just very tricky. Like, right now, you've got Falcon Blade, Maelstrom, Power Treads. You'd figure this is the moment where you can really flash farm hard and build into your next item. But he's going for Dragonlance next because you need that in the Clinks as well. Then you're going to go into the Gleipnir before you get your BKB. And then after that, at that point, you might need your Daedalus as they catch Xiang Yu up top.
The rebound is out. It's just not going to matter. DY actually gets the kill mid-rebound with the Nature's Grasp. Meanwhile, QAQ trying to move in onto low on that Bloodseeker. Rolling from PYW, but that's already the Bloodseeker down. PYW now also going to drop. Rotations are incoming, but it feels a little bit late as QAQ, he's just a man on the run. Even the shots blocking off Paparazzi. They'll at least find Undying, but it's a great trade this time around for CDEC.
Yeah, they've managed to slow down low. He's below our Clinks now in farm. QAQ's managed to build up on that Clinks. It doesn't feel like the end of the world, because I think you've just got this really stable lead on Paparazzi that the Bloodseeker feels like more of a secondary core at this point. You know, you're just looking for him to manage to use that Rupture and kind of disrupt these team fights. But you don't mind him being sacrificed and able your Shadow Fiend to actually dance around here.
Rebound. Oh, it's right onto the tree. And little did he know he was underneath the Observer Ward vision. So CDEC do punish immediately. It'll be DY to go down. And now the top T1 tower. Under siege. No defense to come. In fact, never mind, there is a 3-man rotation. The T1 will still drop, but they could try to force the fight. They do have access to back up. You'd love to find QAQ and PYW. He's right on target. Boulder Smash is there as well. And with the rolls flying in, this Clinks is going to drop very easily. 11 always has the follow-up damage with that ulti. You just need the control from PYW.
Just need a little bit of that hold on.
Roll in again. Boulder Smash was on cooldown, but the roll is going to connect into the smash back towards the Bloodseeker, and they will find another. Honestly, this is like a masterclass performance on Earth Spirit right now from PYW. Very impressive stuff.
He just knows where to be. He knows who he has to go for. He knows his timing. And I don't think we've seen such a successful Earth Spirit play in a while. So it's very refreshing. They find more, miss.
Nice juke out, but he still gets the silence into the Boulder Smash. And Undyne, I mean, he's got Snowball, but it's only going to delay, ooh, actually, onto the high ground. But now the Marcy's stuck. They'll find one. That'll be the Tusk. Hopefully the Marcy does make her way out with the rebound, and does have BKB up now anyway. But still, 7-17, 6k advantage the way of Xtreme Gaming. Well, the cause of Xtreme Gaming still looking very healthy in terms of net worth. The only person kind of struggling is low on the Bloodseeker, but if you were to make the argument, John, I feel like the SF's the real carry in this game anyway. They do try and chase down QAQ. A nice scan. DY, he'll pop the dust, but actually ran into the Marcy instead. Nature's Grasp is on target. There's your roll as well. QAQ, he shows up. The detection is not there. In fact, it was for a moment. PYW!
Where's the dust?
Oh, he rolls in blind. Dust, it's not going to be in range.
Wait,
PYW.
Low has a dust, but PYW
Low has a
didn't.
dust. I
All
realize
right,
that, Jonathan.
that's a reversal. What do you say about that, Mikey?
Yeah, look, it's a mistake, John. It's definitely a mistake. You know, we're not going to harp on about it. He's had a great performance, but it is certainly a mistake.
No, I just found it funny. I wasn't focusing on a mistake. I'm actually having fun because Low is the one with dust. He's ready. He's died so many times to the Clinks that he's actually actively playing dust. He's just, kind of prepared. Still 7-18, 7k lead for Xtreme in a very action-packed game. Probably your fastest, or not fast, but most killy game we've had all day here, Mike. It's another smoke out. Xtreme just doesn't rest. They just keep running.
This is how you play an Earth Spirit draft, John. You never stop. Xtreme Gaming, into that Radiant Triangle they go. It seems like they are aware that this smoke is happening on the side of CDEC. Still, they head up north. Oh, QAQ. Smoke broken, PYW. He has dust this time, but he doesn't pop it. Instead, they're going to force Roshan. They take Roshan very fast with this exorcism. Not going to take too long whatsoever. Rotations are going into the mid lane from CDEC to try and maybe go for a smoke here and counter this, but it seems like it's just going to be way too late.
Oh, the ward spots it right before it expires. It's like 10 seconds away.
Oh, here we go. DY, he'll break the smoke. He's already found the Tusk. They're going to try and jump in, but I think they realize they were spotted. That'll be another death to come out. Old 11 to pick up a mega kill streak now on the Death Prophet. And sadly for CDEC, they just can't do anything about it.
And that's really unfortunate. That ward on the staircase towards the triangle area, they had a sentry. No one walked up to see that ward. They had a low ground sentry, Mike.
Yikes. It happens. It happens, Jump. Oh, QAQ now. Kind of stalked by DY. You do have the overgrowth. He does have help of the Marcy, so the rebound is in, but here come the rotations immediately out. It was all bait, or was it? QAQ, he is running, and in fact, they don't have the tree in here anymore. DY, he hang around on the right side instead of the left, so unable to get an overgrowth off, and CDEC, they might have an opening to keep going now. Down to that bottom T1 tower, so they will get started.
They find the objective. TPs were cancelled off here from the side of Xtreme, so they cut their losses with PYW. Just kind of surrendered that objective. Not the biggest in the world.
That's the old greedy last creep wave. Can they save the Clinks? They missed the last raise. Ruptures out. QAQ, he's going to try and fight back low. He just wants the final right click. He'll get it in the end, but he might just die for this on the Bloodseeker, and will do so. As long as Paparazzi survives, they're okay with that, considering the Clinks is the win condition of CDEC. The Bloodseeker is not so much the win condition of Xtreme Gaming. And then they go for more. Xtreme, they're not really done yet. They'll bring PYW back with his team down towards the bot lane, but they are not going to rush for the Radiant jungle.
Kind of tempered themselves this time around. No overgrowth to use, so a little bit harder to get some hold. And no exorcism just yet. A few seconds away. Imitator is scouting out very nicely as he would on a Monkey King.
Uh-oh.
And the courier?
Courier.
It spots him.
It does. DY, Quelling Blade. Oh, it's in the backpack. Overgrowth, though,
Oh, they
is
cut it.
there. Hold him down. There you go. In fact, it wasn't Overgrowth. It was the Nature's Geist route, I believe, coming out.
Yeah, and they managed to cut the tree down to PYW. Get a nice easy kill on the support Monkey King. Not the biggest in the world, but it is an annoying hero that kind of cuts off your movement. You've got the BKB up and running now on Old 11 and with the Exorcism up. Time for a little bit of a push down bot on the tier 2. 24 minutes in. Could easily go into the outpost. Radiant Scan does figure out DY is standing in the back line, but they're not going in for that defense. They understand with the age is still up in Paparazzi. You have a lot of play on Xtreme Gaming right now.
T2 bot tower to drop. Nice and easy. No trade happening here for CDEC. They're just trying to secure more farm for QAQ. Working on towards the Eye of Skadi timing now on the Clinks. One and a half minutes basically still left on Paparazzi's Aegis. Not going to try and force high ground with it, but they are going to try and force a smoke. No regen rune being spotted out here by the SF. And we go towards the top lane.
Excellent.
Xtreme Gaming. Oh, they'll see the courier of the Clinks very soon. They know they're somewhere on the upper left corner. QAQ, he's going to leave at the right moment. They'll find the Tusk. Not the greatest kill. QAQ, the much bigger kill, but they will not catch him in time.
Yeah, manages to sneak away. And this Scotty timing is key. He does manage to save his life, so he will have at least one of the ultimate orbs lined up and only about 500 away until the full Scotty's up. His courier is spotted, and that should stall it out a bit. Nice pick up there. Gonna have to manually walk around here on QAQ to get that done. While the rest of Xtreme has taken over the triangle. They know the Clinks is here though. Like they've seen him. And he's running under a sentry. So the creep saw him too.
Lao, no dust this time. PYW. He does have dust, but not within range to land it. Instead, mid T2 tower is going to be under siege. Paparazzi, 25 seconds still with that Aegis, so more than happy to just try and get this mid T2 tower down. Paparazzi now working on towards the Satanic. Again, having a very, very strong game as the SF. 8-0 and 8 so far. Completely unkillable as of right now. I appreciate the pickup from DY as well. He just goes straight for a gem. Yeah, it's going to be annoying finding QAQ so many times, but you just don't have the detection. And this time around with the gem up, you're not going to have that problem anymore.
No. Fixes it entirely. Should be able to just catch out that slippery Clinks. He does manage to build up the Scotty now though, so you have a lot more stats. You're going to be taking away some of that regen that we're seeing coming out, especially from low, and of course from Paparazzi. You got the Blink to save now here on Undyne, so Blink Snowball is now available for CDEC to kind of build their backs off of. And you're doing some good creep cutting from CDEC. Like, these moves are actually buying them time. Cutting the creep waves at the tier 2, shoving in bot, leaving only one avenue for CDs for Xtreme Gaming to go into on the top side. There's ample time for CDEC to kind of group up there.
Here we go. Final T2 tower. There is a smoke incoming. They've actually found DY, who just picked up the gem. Overgrowth is there. Lock a few down with the snowball. Gonna save everyone. Old 11. He'll pop a BKB and Paparazzi will too, but the Walrus Punch gonna put a stop to the Requiem. It still comes out, however. Does it do enough? Imitator. He's actually taking through all this damage. Lau gonna run. Old 11 in trouble. Gets the Yules off in time, but should still drop and does do so. Still they'll find the Marcy, but now Paparazzi. He'll be chased down. No Aegis available. He'll try to go for the kill. Does find it, but does drop for the first time. Now Undyne. He'll buy back on the Tusk and try to remake into this team fight. Lau is all by himself in the Bloodseeker. Oh, but the shards! Oh, it's block QAQ in!
No.
Oh, no! Oh,
Yeah, that's...
oh that
That's
hurts.
unfortunate.
It hurt me. It hurt me to watch that, John. It's still a great team fight. Still a great team
It works out. It works out. They get a little bit greedy on Xtreme. They still find a 3-for-3, but they lose out on their 2 big cores. You only really get the support duo out here from CDEC, so you're pretty happy on CDEC's end. PYW, QAQ, just chilling. Look at that. Chilling together.
Full correct. Here against PYW. Kick away. Nice roll away. Should be just fine. And will be. I wonder, right? Like, do you go for Gleipnir in this game as QAQ? Because at this point, with the Skadi up, obviously he is going to go BKB first. That's the responsible decision to make. But after that, it does feel like there is a lot of value in having that AoE route. In fact, hold that thought.
Ooh.
Oh, this is awkward. This is really awkward. A pause as DY goes to the high ground. They do have a sentry ward placed already preemptively, so they see Paparazzi. This could be a disastrous fight for Xtreme Gaming. They might just need to run.
Oh. What?
Uh-oh. Okay. More
It's
FPS
again.
problems.
All right.
The thing is, I don't think they're in a position to really jump Paparazzi anyway, because it's only Imitator that's nearby. And quite frankly, considering you've double paused here, it might just be the sportsman... Like, it might be the nice decision to just walk away, right? Like, I don't know if you force this fight. We'll see. They are going to force it. Imitator, he's in with the BKB. Paparazzi, perfectly fine. Imitator, he will find DY, but is perhaps going to drop and will do so. 70, he gets caught out in the shards and is going to drop. So they go for more now. QAQ in trouble. The roll is off the mark, but QAQ with the Spirit Vessel is ticking away. Old 11 holds him down and they take him out. Ingo Lau, he's fine. Undyne, he is not. He will drop to the rays of Paparazzi and, well, John, maybe they should have backed out.
Yeah, that gave time for Xtreme to also think about what they'd want to do. They did have a ward on the high ground, so they did see the Monkey King's position, and they just play around that really well. Does work out to a 4-1, 2.3k swing going the way of Xtreme Gaming. And you're getting some pretty good bleed over, or at least a gold rollover onto the Bloodseeker now. Low working onto his Scotty. Next has a Basher up, so he's got a little bit more locking down for the team to do. Paparazzi onto the Satanic, only lacking that Claymore. And once that's up, I mean, this guy's not going to be scared up front. Maybe the Marcy scares him, because quite frankly, who isn't scared by Marcy when unleashes on top of you with a BKB? And Satanic might be enough. There's no Basher yet, so it's not like it's the end of the world if Xiang Yu is on you. Still, 13-29. For CDEC, it still feels like this Clinks needs more. And I like this build. Like you were asking me a while ago about the Gleipnir, he is going Daedalus instead. The Daedalus has a lot more value. You're at the point where damage is your issue, not the hold. Because it shouldn't even be the Clinks' job to hold. And the BKBs are up anyway, so it's a lot harder to find that good Gleipnir use. Roshan falling very quickly to Paparazzi. Secondary life for him, and now you have the fear on Old 11 as well.
Oh, PYW already on the chase here for Imitator. Roll away in the end. Okay, they're still going to be a little bit cautious here. So he'll just hang around the top lane. Meanwhile, the rest of CDEC just going to go down towards the opposite side of the map. Trying to invade that dire triangle and keep that farm going on their end of things. Uh-oh. Imitator does get spotted by the creep wave now. Lau, rather low, is still there. This creep wave will not leave Imitator alone. They just continue to aggro the poor Monkey King. Will eventually back off, and now mid lane, they've got to jump in. Old 11, a nice target to secure. Can they get him, however? Dual Scepter is there. They will be KB up, so no Spirit Siphon available. Big pick off here for CDEC. Undyne, he'll go for a bit of a chase. Meanwhile, PYW will do the same to hold down the Marcy. So there is action all across the map right now. The Tusk, though, is going to be able to blink away for now. Paparazzi unable to find the kill. The Marcy, however, not so safe right now. CDEC still just trying to run. Low is there, however, and now has the Rupture. No escaping at this point. So you don't get the Tusk, but you found the bigger target anyway.
You managed to make it work out on Xtreme Gaming. Sen takes a lot of commitment. You did drop Old 11 as well, but it's an offlane for offlane trade. Feels slightly better for CDEC, but you do gain a lot more gold out here onto low as well, so you don't mind. The last outer tower is already gone for CDEC. Age is still up and running for 3 minutes. Lots of time for Paparazzi. Paparazzi himself being very patient, just standing in mid. The Silver Edge, although, will fade now. CDC just feels like there are issues. Daedalus for the Clinks has to come out. Basher for Xiang Yu. It has to be there. The Marcy has to be able to control someone with the Unleash, because otherwise, I mean, you're trying to double down on damage when we've seen a lot of these heroes from Xtreme live for a much longer
Radiant
time,
are
and
scanning.
you're just not finding that burst as fast as you'd want.
No, you're certainly not. That's for sure. Xtreme Gaming still just sitting back for a little bit more. He just is still up for another 2.5 minutes, so you've got plenty of time to think about how you're going to use this Aegis. I'll start by just pushing out the side lanes for now. Undyne, he'll stick around. This Tusk to try and split push the other way. You could try for the bot high ground if you are Xtreme Gaming. You still hold on to that top tier 2 tower as Xtreme, so you're not going to really be fearing that your own high ground will be under siege, but there's the creep skip from Undyne. Thing is, they do have a creep wave, so they've got enough to make this high ground attempt work. At least to force out a glyph. And hell, even after that, the creep wave wasn't even finished by the Tusk. So there's more creeps incoming. There's your glyph out. That'll be one creep wave gone. That Baranti, he'll just keep going with so much damage on this SF. He might just clear the T3 tower anyway. Looks like he will. Onto the racks they go. PYW, meanwhile, rolling through the tree line, trying to find someone, but they did spot him out. Shards are going to block him in, but he will just roll away. Rax is already gone. Rolling Thunder is there from 7E. However, he's going to be careful. The overgrowth, it'll lock him down for a moment. Roll back in PYW. He found the clinks. QAQ, not like this. Oh, he's died without buyback. PYW, he threads the needle, finds the clinks and kicks him back to his team. That is the worst possible scenario for CDEC. As we may have lost John as well. Apparently PYW found him as well. What can you do?
Oh, my bad. My microphone suddenly just died on me. I was saying PYW's just been playing like a madman. You know, he's been landing all these big rolls. He's been setting up. He's been compensating for what we saw from Ponlo last year. I'm sorry, Ponlo. PYW's the real Earth Spirit player right now, as he is showing off. And they just take 2 racks off the back of it. Maybe even just gone for the mega creeps. No buyback at all on QAQ. So they have a free ride. I mean, he asked for a buys cast.
Remute your mic, Jonathan. Jesus. Poor old Pon Lady didn't deserve that, John. We're all Earth Spirit players. We're all very defensive, let me tell you. Pango. Old Snowball is going to be there, try and save. Undyne is in as well. Paparazzi, he's lost the Aegis, but it won't matter. He'd love the reset. As Undyne will drop, and now they even found the Monkey King. You've got buyback coming out from the MK and the Pango. And in fact, Xtreme, seeing the Clinks is back up in 3 seconds, they are going to back. Play this one safe. They're already 2 racks up. No need to rush this. CDEC, they're the ones that need to find a way back into this game.
Oof.
Hold 11.
98%.
Is he baiting? The DP gets caught out, but he's a very tanky boy. You'll scepter out. This could be the last team fight. Overgrowth is perfect from DY, locking everyone down, and they are just getting shredded. Paparazzi right to work. Snowball will delay things, but QAQ's gone. GG is called. CDEC. It's a shame, John. Like, you had a couple moments where it looked like they might be able to make a comeback, but ultimately this draft just never took off.
No, it really didn't, and it felt like... I'd still say it was slightly a drafting issue. I don't think the Clinks is just in a very good spot right now as a core, but at the same time, it's also just down to playstyle. Yeah, Xtreme Gaming just played this non-stop aggression, just constantly in your face. They picked the Bloodseeker to tie it out when they saw the Pangolier. It was never going to be an easy game.